All right, what's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the dreaded water spots. Now, I'm not talking about water spots that, you wash your car, you didn't dry it fast enough, you get some light water spots that you can polish out. I'm talking about those dreaded super hard water spots, crazy calcium buildup that sticks under your car and you cannot get it off. For my example vehicle, I'm going to be using my 97 4Runner. It's been parked outside of my shop up against the bushes for quite some time, probably about a month just sitting there. So if you're my neighbor, I apologize. But anyways, guys, water spots from the sprinklers have hit the wheels. The paint on that thing is oxidized anyway, but the wheels have been hit, so I'm gonna be showing you how to take care of that. Same exact process for the paint here though. As a little story, guys, I had a customer that previous to me, they had an Aston Martin DB9, and they had taken it out to a restaurant and the valet had parked the car, similar situation, next to some plants where the sprinklers were going off. Water got onto the car. In that situation, they actually used recycled water to water the plants, and it was extremely hard water spots that baked onto the paint. Now what hard water spots are is there's usually calcium deposits and all sorts of other stuff within water. It gets onto the paint, dries up, and the calcium deposits and all that stuff is left into the paint. That stuff can etch into the paint, can cause harm where it's almost impossible to get off until this new trick, this product here, guys, and there's other products, but this Max Shine branded water spot remover, I've used other ones in the past, and this one, I love it. It works super well. I'm sure there's other ones. I've seen some cream-based ones. This one's kind of a gel, and I like the gel much more than the cream-based ones, just my personal opinion. That's from my experience, this one works better. But back to that car real quick, guys, the DB9. They actually took it to one of the most high-end body shops here based in San Diego. They were trying to get it off. They actually were trying to color sand it to get it off to kind of cut through that calcium deposit. Ended up burning through the paint and the car had to be repainted. So water spots are a serious problem. Treating them correctly is essential, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that today. And as always, guys, if you like these types of videos, anything related to car detailing, tips, tricks, how-tos, and product reviews, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it, and let's get back to it. Now again, guys, not all hard water spots are the same. Many of them you can just polish off, not too big of a deal. The ones that are really hard water spots, like extremely hard, use this stuff. It should help you significantly. So let's go ahead and jump into the wheel now. Again, this is on my wheel, and the wheel has a painted surface and then sort of a polished surface that has some texture in it. So you'll see in those texture spots, I had to work the product a little bit more to get into the grooves of it to get it off, but let's go ahead and go into it. Okay guys, so here is the wheel. As you can see, water spots all around this thing, on the polished face as well as on the painted surfaces kind of in between the spokes. Really hard water, the wheel is dirty, but as you can see, I'm trying to rub the water spots out and they're not going anywhere. They're not budging, they are stuck. Now again, this is the same application if you're doing it on paint or wheels. You have to properly clean the surface first. You don't want to be working through dirt and all that kind of stuff. So in my situation here, I'm going to be treating the wheels. I'm going to be using Suds Lab wheel cleaner. This is a product that's available at Walmart and online. I'll link to it down in the description for you guys. It's a consumer-based product, but it works pretty professional level. I like this stuff. It works really well. I'm also using my wheel brush. The reason I like to use this on wheels, guys, is the fibers of the brush are really soft. You don't have to worry about it scratching. Obviously you have to keep it clean, but as long as it's clean, you don't have to worry about it scratching. And the fact that the bristles are so soft, they really get into all the tight spots on the wheel, and you're able to get a good clean surface. So I first spray down that whole wheel with the Suds Lab, then I go in and agitate it with the wheel brush, and then I typically like to spray one more coat of the wheel cleaner on there just to help break it up, and even after the agitation, and then rinse it away and we'll be good to go. We're gonna dry the wheel down now, and then we'll get to working with the water spot remover. Okay guys, so here it is. Again, Max Shine water spot remover. Now what is this stuff? It's basically, it's like I said, it's a gel consistency, and it says right on the back here, it says neutralizes and removes stubborn water stains quickly, thickened formula, clings where applied. And it says water-based and acidic actives. So there's active ingredients in here that are acidic based. So let's go ahead, I've got my little lab test strips here. Let's go ahead and test it and see what it is on the pH scale. Remember guys, neutral is about 7, somewhere right in there. 0 is completely acidic, and 14, I believe, is completely alkaline. Neither of those ends are necessarily, you want to be careful when you're using them. So I wanted to see what this is. Now in the past, guys, you talk to some of the old timers in the detailing industry, and they have, water spots, typically what they would do is go with an acid to get it off. Obviously you want to be extremely careful with that. They knew what they were doing, they would use it and they'd get it off properly. However, here in San Diego, it's really hard, in California in general, it's really hard to get pure acidic property chemicals. And also you do want to be so careful with them because they can obviously damage things. It's acid, right? So this, even though it has acidic additives, is much, much easier and safer to use. This is designed for this application to be used on paint and to be used on wheels, painted wheels, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and test the pH level now just to see where this thing sits. All right, guys, so as always, I just basically dip this in, it'll change color, and I match it up to the level on the little guide here. So let me just try and get it to where I can get it in all the way. Okay. All right, so it's not crazy. Let's see here. I'm gonna put it at a 3.5 to 4 on the acidic scale, on the pH scale. So again, 0 is completely acidic, a 3 or 4, I'll put up a graph here to see what it's similar to on, they kind of give you an idea of what it's similar to. So we'll look at that, but that's why this is gonna work well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what you need to get this job done. Obviously, you need the water spot remover. Secondly, you need some gloves, guys. Again, since this is more on the acidic level on the pH scale, you don't want to get it on your hands. Just glove up and you'll be good to go. Lastly, you need either a microfiber like applicator pad, terry cloth applicator pad, or just a stack of microfiber towels. This is all I'm using in this video. I do recommend for this situation, I like to use a brand new towel. But keep in mind, after you do this, the towel's toast. Like, you don't want to reuse it. So I like to use really inexpensive, brand new microfiber towels. I'm not too worried about the GSM and all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm not concerned about size with these in this application. Typically, I like a 16 by 16, 80/20, 300 GSM towel, edgeless. That's my preferred towel for most things in car detailing. However, in this situation, get a 12 by 12, they're cheaper, no big deal. And with this stuff, guys, since it is on the acidic level, the sprayer on this no longer works. It's a generic sprayer. It's not meant for a really aggressive chemical like this, so it broke the seals and the sprayer no longer works. Very, very normal. I used it maybe twice before the sprayer broke, but basically you can just open it up and pour it onto a microfiber towel. Now, once it's on the microfiber towel, we're just gonna kind of rub on a nice thick layer of the gel onto the area that you want to work on. Once that's done, you let that sit a little bit. I'm actually going to be trying to agitate and trying to loosen everything up firsthand with this. But the main thing with this product, guys, is really just letting it sit on there and do its work. You don't want to let it sit too long. So again, try and just apply it and remove it as quickly as you can. If it's not working, go a little bit more, right? So in this situation, I'm working this one little area, and I get it to where it's looking perfect. For the rest of the wheel, there's water spots on this whole wheel, right? So now I'm just gonna go load up the towel again. I'm going to apply it across the entire wheel, and I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. What that's doing is it's helping to dissolve all the deposits from the hard water spots, loosen them up so that they can be removed safely. After it's dwelled a little bit, now I'll go in and do a light agitation just to make sure that they're coming up. And then I'll take a new microfiber towel and buff it all out and remove all the excess product. Now guys, very important, since this is on the acidic side of the pH scale, you do want to rinse this product off. You want to neutralize the product back to pH neutral. So rinse it off, and then you can apply some sort of a wax, sealant, whatever else you want over the surface of it, especially if it's on paint. Make sure you do that protection on it. Now with this wheel, I'm going to go ahead and rinse it all off. I'm using my wheel cleaner again on the whole thing, just doing a normal cleaning cycle for the wheel. Rinse it off, and then we'll go ahead and dry it down, and we'll go ahead and take another look at it. And as you guys can see here, no more water spots. These things were locked onto the surface of this wheel. They did not want to come off, and this product did an absolutely fantastic job to get these things removed. Now, like I've said before in the past, guys, water spots are an absolute headache for any detailer. When you show up and you come across them, you're like, man, this, it's extra work that you weren't planning on, and this stuff, this water spot remover, makes my life so much easier to get those spots gone. Customers pumped because they didn't think they were going to come off, and everyone's happy. So again, guys, water spot remover from MaxShine. I'm gonna list a similar product down in the description for you guys as well. Same kind of gel-based product. So again, guys, just an easier way to remove those water spots, especially when you come across those ones that are so stubborn that just using basic vinegar, all those kinds of things aren't getting them removed. Using something like this really, really helps. Especially, the reason I like it so much compared to a basic vinegar is the thicker consistency. You're able to rub it onto the surface and it's able to penetrate in more, lock onto the surface and hold there and really get the job done. So that's it, guys. I hope that video helps you. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.